Sergeant Tadhg Walsh looked out of the med chamber, remembering the last time he had received his body augmentations on Earth. The other engines of his squad had been inside the upright chambers around him, deep under the ground at Gold Base in Megacity Tokyo. But now he was all alone, the last of his kind, on the moon. He held on to hope his friends were still alive, but the chances grew worse every passing second. Doctors and technicians stood at holoscreens, monitoring him, as needles poked and prodded him inside the med chamber. Some were pumping his veins full of the nanoparticles that strengthened his muscles and bones. Others took samples for whatever tests they were running on him this time. The only test he was interested in was the one on his brain. Cords snaked away from electrodes plastered to his skull and forehead, each monitoring his brain activity. This test would ensure there was no lasting side effects from his LS-88 chip that the technicians had removed when he came to Kepler. Tadhg didn't even remember them removing the chip. He had arrived near death. Now, 2.5 weeks later, he was almost fully recovered. Soon, if he passed this final medical test, he would report to command for his first orders since E-Day. He already planned to request a Moth to start a recon mission to search for Shadow Squad. A doctor walked up to his med chamber and checked the datapad on the outside. "Relax, Sergeant Walsh, everything's going fine." Tadhg closed his eyes, remembering his days as a droid raider, and then joining the fight against the Coalition after a terrorist attack killed his father. Those painful events flooded over him. The LS-88 chip no longer restricted memories or emotions that could compromise his suitability for combat. In one of them, he was celebrating a victory at the Droid Raider Stadium in Megacity Phoenix when his former Los Angeles rushers had absolutely crushed the Phoenix Lizards, partly thanks to his action on the field that night. His father was cheering him on back in Los Angeles at a community holoscreen when the Coalition bomb had ripped through the crowd. Tadhg had known something was wrong that night when he got back to his locker and didn't have a congratulatory message on his datapad from his pops. His dad never missed a game.